So you're going to pitch after lunch, right? Okay. So people who are watching are going to be able to vote on whether they think yours is the best. So this is a bit of extra coverage. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your startup? And perhaps then we can talk about some of the things that you know you're not going to get time to talk about because you've only got 3 minutes, haven't you? So absolutely. So I don't know who wants to. Do you want to introduce yourselves as well?
Yeah, I can introduce. I'm Margaret, and this is Brian. And my background's in the mobile industry. So the Mobile Collective started with applying mobile technologies in interesting ways. And we were partnering with people from really diverse fields, from universities, but also from professions like healthcare professionals, and looking at all the really interesting stuff that you do where these cross over, like mobile technologies in healthcare and opportunities for mobile health. So we've been working on a series of events called Think Camps, which bring people together to really talk about the opportunities to work together. So you've got both the in-depth expertise in the field that sees the opportunities matched with the technology skill to actually whip some ideas up together and work on it together. But we're here today talking about Hack Days, which is one of the other things that we're doing, which touch on a lot of key points about education, the need for hands-on learning, a cross-disciplinary approach, introducing technologies across a broad range, software and hardware and games and coding and all sorts of aspects at a young age, and gets kids creating and having fun.
Yeah, to add to that, this is an education conference, and we're here because we do hack days for schools and universities, but we do them mainly because we just love doing hack days. That's the thing. It's the passion of the event and the moment. We do them all over the world. We do them from, I was up in Barrow, Alaska doing one over the summer, and last summer, we were at CERN doing one with Nobel laureates and physicists, and we do them at schools, and we do them with grown-ups and older people as well. So it's a big range. And one of the things that we think is relevant for education is that, when you're learning, you focus on a single subject and you're trying to find out how to answer problems. But when you're creating at a hack day, you are drawing on all the experiences you've ever had and everything you've ever learned. And what hack days do is they have the power to transform learners geared to test into creators. And this is something that we see at every hack day we do, no matter what the age level and no matter what the prior knowledge of the software or whatever it is we're doing is. It's almost, especially with kids, it's almost like Cortez and the Pacific. They see that there's this whole vast landscape that they'd never seen before, and it's wide open.
Yes, certainly when I've been to hack days that have been particularly aimed at software, getting software developers in the same room as users, and just the way that opens
the mix
up.
is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's also true of kids who are learning to code for the first time. They think of it as something that's very difficult. It's not. And once they sit down and you show them one or two things, they're off they go, and they do the rest themselves. They teach it themselves.
It's one of the sneaky things about hack days. A traditional hack day in the software industry or the mobile industry, you get a mix of people with technology skills, but they are going there with a really creative sense of exploration to tinker with new stuff and to mash stuff up and see what happens. And they will go out and learn new pieces of code or software in order to enable that. And when you introduce this to kids, you can inspire them with some kind of a problem to solve or a particular area to be a creative around, and they will only go out and learn a little bit of code to accomplish a job. So you are not putting them in a class and teaching them how to code, which we want to place so much more emphasis on in our schools today, but there's the risk of it being mind-numbingly boring and just turning off more kids. It's like learning grammar rules. Here's a sentence, here's what you do to it. And you're never out there in Paris and ordering cool food at a restaurant. This is the cool food at a restaurant.
Right. Yes, exactly. And we never teach code from the top down. We always teach it bottom up. Here's a little thing you can change in this, just cut and paste, put it in the IDE, change this value, and they see that it changes the behavior of the robot or sensor. And then they figure out for themselves what the next step is, cut and paste, and then you teach them a function and off they go. And they're coding better than you can within a week.
And so it's confidence building as well. When you're doing something small and the light lights up. I just made that happen. What happens if I do this? Oh, that worked too. What happens if I do this? That worked. But they start bumping into, all right, that didn't work, why didn't that work? And you start problem solving, and it's all of the skills that you encounter in any kind of digitally oriented career, but others as well. So a scientific career is about problem solving, a mathematics career is about problem solving. You need it anywhere. So it's very core skills.
Fantastic. So in terms of what you're getting people the kids to create during these hack days, so are you giving them frameworks of code where they're creating something, or they're moving Arduino around, or are they creating paper things?
A classic thing we do is citizen science projects using Arduino boards and sensors. So I'll come with an Arduino board and I'll put it in front of, I'll show them how to it working with sensors, and I'll just put it in front of them and say, now you're going to do this. First, go and download the IDE, then find this code here and paste it in and change it, and they do everything themselves. It's really all about, and you can now, with most of these citizen science projects, you can find everything you need on the web, including the kit. You can buy it all in 2 days and get it up and running.
And for mobile apps out in the field, with great platforms like Mozilla App Maker, you can whip something up so quickly and draw on all the things that are actually in your phone. A lot of sensors built into your phone, and it's so easy to do, and kids get very excited about that.
Yes, and that's the other project we're working on this autumn. It's with the people at Mozilla, the Mozilla App Maker. It's you can publish an entire app using a mobile app using Mozilla App Maker. Not all the components for science are there yet, but we're going to have a workshop at MozFest in October. If anyone listening to this wants to come, please come. It's the end of October at Ravensbourne, and we're all going to get together and make the components for App Maker that are needed for science.
So aside from that event, where are you looking to move forward? So you're pitching to us today for the prestige of potentially being the audience choice. What are you looking in terms of being a startup to do next if you're already working in all sorts of places?
The kind of people that we'd love to be working with are people in organizations, in educational institutions, and research institutions that would like to bring this kind of creativity to bear on what they're doing. So it can be about educating kids and opening up all this cool stuff to them and sparking that creative imagination. But it also can be breaking research out of its silos within the academic institution and getting more people involved in it. So citizen science is once again a core area of focus for us, working with scientific researchers and looking at their opportunities to get people without any scientific training involved in their research that genuinely moves the research forward, moves the science forward. So we're looking for partners, and anybody that's interested in an event, give us a shout.
This also applies. It's not just about educating in the secondary school, it's also about creating at the university level. So you have a lab, you're doing research papers, maybe you want to look at how to get your idea out there. Our hack days can help you do that.
Fantastic. So where can people go to, I know there should be a blog post on the Fote website, where can people go to find out more information before they decide whether to vote for you?
Yes, well, we're the mobilecollective.co.uk, because we're based here in the UK, and you can also find us on Twitter at Mobile Collective, and both of us are individually, you can find us on Twitter as well. I'm Mobile Maggie.
And I'm BCF5.
Okay, so hopefully there'll be some people watching who'll be able to ask you some questions. That's wonderful. Great. Thank you very much. I'll let you enjoy your lunch. Thank you for joining us. Yeah.